Hope you're having a good Saturday evening. I'm Newsnight Team Meteorologist Corey Smith. A very hot day. We actually hit 101 degrees, which set the record for today. We saw some storms moving through severe at times, now dealing with a gorgeous sunset here across the Midlands. But this is a pretty nice end to the night after seeing that hot and stormy weather, leading to some pretty active weather as we go into the next 7 days. We're going to start things off with the tropics. We have Hurricane Franklin with winds of 85 miles per hour as of 5 p.m. That's going to be working towards the north and northwest, and you can see staying off the coast as a major hurricane as we get into this week. It could cause some rip current issues along the east coast, including here in the Carolinas, so something we'll keep an eye on there. But the big story as we go into this week, the potential has impacts for our week is going to be Tropical Depression 10, which formed earlier on in the day. You can see just off the Yucatan Peninsula, there's that swirl in the system here, and the National Hurricane Center has this meandering in the same area for about a day or so over some pretty hot waters, eventually becoming a hurricane over the Gulf of Mexico, making landfall somewhere in northern portions of Florida along the Panhandle, potentially along the Big Bend region here, and working towards the northeast, eventually towards the Carolinas. Looks like we could actually see some impacts from this storm as we get towards midday. You can see landfall somewhere in the vicinity of early Wednesday, and then moving into our neck of the woods Wednesday and into Thursday. So let's break down what we're looking at right now. The water in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean is very hot. We're talking upper 80s, close to 90 degrees in some locations, and you only need water around 80 degrees to support or maintain the strength of a tropical system. So we have a lot of fuel to work with, and you'll see what the models are thinking right now. We have two camps of thought. The first is the European model, which keeps this weaker overall and keeps it out towards the coast as you get towards Wednesday and into Thursday, and that would keep things really confined towards the coast. As you take a look at the GFS, as well as a lot of the hurricane models out towards the west, that's track number 1, and that would pose a little bit of a bigger threat. I think the storm would have more time over water, and that would lead to a stronger system overall. But the further west it is, it puts us on the dirty side of the system where we typically deal with tornadoes. So something we'll keep an eye on there. We have a couple days to go with this, and a lot of details will change. We have hurricane hunters heading out as you go into your Sunday morning. So taking a look at your Sunday, looks like another wet day across the Midlands. Temperature is not as hot, so we'll be mild in the overnight hours with temperatures in the 70s. As you go through your day, we should be quiet for, I would say, around the 11 to 12 p.m. hours before some showers and storms start to form across the viewing area. Very similar to what we saw today. Temperatures in the middle 90s in the afternoon before scattered to even widespread storms are possible in the evening hours. So something we'll keep an eye on there. We could be dealing with some severe weather once again across the Midlands. And this is the trend through this week, is looking at some pretty wet weather, daily storm chances sticking around, which is some good news with the drought that we've been dealing with as of recently. So tomorrow afternoon, temperatures not too bad compared to that 101 we saw today. We're in the lower to middle 90s in the afternoon with overall storms in the picture. I would just say if you have any outdoor plans, just keep that in mind. Your 7-day forecast going forward, it's going to be wet the next couple days, 80% chance of rain as it goes Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. But look at those temperatures, cooler as well. We're talking upper 80s in the forecast, and then we'll be keeping an eye on the tropics, on Tropical Depression 10, and how that goes. Looks like we could potentially see some impacts here in the Palmetto State as we go Wednesday and a Thursday before we see some sunshine back into the picture as we go into the end of next week.